Hello all. Another interesting video about ChatGPT I wanted to show you. So you see there are different categories here, and if you see more, you can see there is lifestyle, education, programming, research and analysis, productivity, writing, these image ones and the top picks. And what I want to focus on is research and analysis, some area that is very, very important. Yet, writing paper is not necessarily, at least the parts of it that are for introduction and all those other things, is not as difficult as it used to be with what we have now in ChatGPT. So, look here. There are different tools. There are a bunch of them. And I want to show you some of them. One is this consensus. The other one is this Scholar GPT, which they have access to more than 200 million papers from Google Scholar and so on. Okay, there is this other one that was like 400 million here, PDF Research Assistant. Now it is going to find PDFs. It doesn't mean it can provide as much data and as much help when writing as these two. So here is consensus, and look, one of the papers that I'm going to be writing hopefully the end of this year or next year is about autonomous 3D printers. And you see, it has this initial, hey, give me about climate change. That's not what I want. So I say, hey, give me an introduction for a paper on autonomous printer and use IEEE style for citations. And immediately started doing that. And if you want, you can always ask it to talk that for you, right? So you can just click here.
Here's a draft introduction for a paper on the topic of autonomous 3D printers, formatted in IEEE style citations.
And then it starts talking.
The evolution of 3D printing technology has ushered in a new era of manufacturing, characterized by the shift towards automation and increased efficiency. Recent development.
You see, so it talks for you. And then here are the two citations that it has. So I said add more references and expand it. So now it went about expanding it. So now it is 3 citations. And then I say, hey, that's not enough. Give me 10 citations or 10 references at least. So it did it, but actually could not find 10 references, I assume, because that topic is not as basically explored as other topics. So it could find, I guess, 7 relevant references, and it added them. And if you look at basically, if I say continue generating, I stopped it, but if you want, it can do more, and it can find anything that is relevant for that topic. And guess what? Here, that's your intro to your paper. As simple as that. Okay, it finds all of the relevant thing. It talks about what they did, and you can even ask to put it in a chronological manner or anything like that, right? Because you see that is 2014, that is 2003, and this one is 2021. Let's see if it is based on time. That's not. This is 2022. More references and make it as complete as you want. So you see, one of the parts in the paper that is always very difficult is introduction, because it needs literature search and doing the citations the way it should, but now it can easily do it here. Okay, now of course you need to add some parts about your work and your contributions and so on, okay, but that one you have to do yourself. But imagine that literature search and summarizing it and putting it in a specific citation and so on is now readily available to you. You don't need to spend a lot of time on that. I remember how much time I spent every time I wanted to do an introduction. Now, of course, again, you have to refine it. You have to make sure that everything it puts there is relevant. So it's not just one prompt, get some results and put it in the paper. No, of course, you have to work with it, give it feedback, make sure it refines them to what you want, but you don't need to spend a ton of time on that, okay? And then we have this Scholar GPT. So here I did like a single paper, although you can upload several papers if you want. So this is a paper on adaptive control for a biped robot, and 2DOF robot manipulator, and this is passivity-based control, adaptive control. This is a very advanced topic. And the joints are temperature dependent. Their frictions are temperature dependent. So all I did, I downloaded the PDF and uploaded it here and said, tell me about the contributions of the paper and what the authors achieved. Correctly recognizes the author, the title, and then it goes one by one over the achievements and contributions. Hey, this is a development of a novel control scheme, okay, where it does not require temperature measurement, then modeling of the friction, then adaptive control design, theoretical proofs. So you see there is rigorous theoretical analysis, and then simulation results and general applicability, right? Then add a little bit more explanation here. And then I said, well, what are the assumptions used in this paper? And then it tells me, hey, these are the assumptions. Like there is no requirement for temperature sensing, that the frictions are temperature dependent. There are some unknown parameters that you do adaptive control for. System models and dynamics is the robot is using the general equation, which involves inertia, Coriolis forces, centrifugal forces, and gravitational forces. Okay, so you see there is no actuator dynamics or anything. And the friction forces acting on the joints are independently affecting each joint. There are some measurable states, which are joints and positions and velocities. There are boundness here, right? And then structural properties, like, of course, you have for all the robots, h dot minus 2c is skew symmetric, and then h is a symmetric positive definite. So you see it can find all the assumptions on it. And you can ask for more. So it literally, you give it the paper and it analyzes it, finds the general things, the achievements, the shortcomings, the assumptions, and anything. You can ask anything about it. And it summarizes, and again, you can click on this icon and it talks for you. So you see, you don't need to go through a paper and read it line by line. Although, when I say that, I don't really mean that you should get rid of all of your skills and neglect them. Reading a paper, understanding it, and so on is extremely crucial for a researcher, but I'm just trying to show you that they can help now. They can save you time when it comes to writing parts of a paper. Now, the part that is the new contribution, of course, you have to do it. There is nothing like that, and you have to do that part, which is the most important part. But these other sections of the paper now, you can get some help, and I know some of you probably did. And you can do math with Wolfram and other things. I'll probably do some more videos on them, but you see there are several things, and these are made by different people, different groups. So now ChatGPT actually collected all of them and allows you to basically access all of them in one place. There is web browser, there is marketing, there is finance word, and so on and so forth. So this is just wanted to show you some power for research and analysis. Hopefully it was useful to you. I'll see you in the next video.